Picture this. You're sitting at your desk, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly, nothing matters. The promotion you wanted, the party you're invited to, the likes on your latest post, they feel empty. You're tired, not just from lack of sleep, but deep in your bones. You smile for others, but cry alone. Sound familiar? Most of us slap the label depression on this and reach for a quick fix. Pills, distractions, or positive quotes. But let's pause. Carl Jung, a Swiss psychologist who reshaped how we understand the mind, saw this differently. In the early 1900s, he faced his own darkness, a period so intense he nearly lost himself. Instead of running, he dove in, and what came out was the Red Book, a handwritten, illustrated masterpiece he kept secret until after his death. Jung didn't call his struggle a breakdown, he called it a confrontation with the unconscious, a descent into the soul. My take? We've been sold a lie. Society tells us pain means we're broken, but what if it's a signal you're outgrowing a life that's too small for your spirit? Let's unpack this. Depression, as we know it, is often framed as a glitch, low serotonin, a bad day, a rough patch. But Jung, in the 1910s, went rogue. He said the soul doesn't break, it retreats when we live a lie. Maybe you're not sick. Maybe you're numb because the job you have, the friends you keep, the goals you chase aren't yours. I've felt this. Years ago, I was climbing a career ladder, smiling for everyone, but inside, I was fading. I thought I was failing. Then I stumbled across Jung's ideas, and it hit me. This heaviness wasn't the end, it was a beginning. So ask yourself, is your life yours or someone else's script? Jung's Red Book suggests this fog is your soul saying, stop, look inside. Let's explore how he got there. Carl Jung wasn't just a psychologist, he was a pioneer, a rebel who broke from Freud to chase a wilder truth. Between 1913 and 1919, at age 38, Jung hit a wall. His career was soaring, but inside he was unraveling. Visions, voices, chaos. Most would have called it madness. Jung called it a calling. He didn't medicate or hide, he grabbed a pen, read leather journals, and descended into his mind, documenting everything. The result? The Red Book, or Liber Novus, a 200-page tome of wild paintings, cryptic texts, and dialogues with figures from his psyche. Published in 2009, decades after his death in 1961, it's raw, strange, and sacred. Jung called this his confrontation with the unconscious. He saw a wise guide named Philemon, a prophetic old man with wings, and the Red One, a devilish figure of desire and destruction. These weren't hallucinations to him, they were pieces of himself, buried truths. My thoughts? Jung was onto something huge. We all have a basement in our mind, dark, messy, ignored. You felt it, that weird dream, that sudden sadness, that voice whispering when you're alone. Jung stayed in that basement, listening. He wrote, "The sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of being." Your numbness, it's not a flaw, it's your soul pulling you down to meet it. But why does it feel so bad? Let's dig deeper. Here's the radical twist. What if depression isn't a malfunction, but a mutiny? Jung believed the psyche withdraws when we ignore it, when we chase society's goals, wear masks to fit in, or silence our truth to keep peace. Modern science loves brain chemistry, serotonin, dopamine, pills. And sure, that's real for some, but I think Jung's view is wilder and truer. Your soul's tired of the act. That job you hate, the friend who drains you, the perfect life you perform, your unconscious says no more. It shuts down the noise, motivation, joy, energy to force you inward. I'll get personal. In my 20s, I was a people pleaser. I worked a corporate gig, nodded at every demand, and partied to look fun. But one night, alone, I broke down, exhausted, empty. I thought I was depressed, doomed. Then I read Jung. He said people do anything to avoid facing their soul. I was. My life was a costume, and my soul was done playing. Jung's Red Book maps this descent. Deserts, serpents, gods, all symbols of the collective unconscious, a deep well of wisdom we all share. Your apathy, your tears, they're not random. They're a call to stop running and start listening. Let's see what happens when you do. This isn't just theory. Let's meet real people who've walked Jung's path. First, Sarah, a 34-year-old teacher from Ohio. She had it all: stable job, husband, 2 kids. But by 2023, she felt dead inside. No energy, no passion. Therapy and meds helped a little, but the fog lingered. One day, she found the Red Book at a bookstore. She started journaling her dreams, weird ones, like a crow leading her through a forest. She sat with the silence, quit overworking, and told her family she needed space. Friends called her selfish. Her husband was confused. But 6 months later, Sarah quit teaching, started painting, and felt alive for the first time in years. She wasn't depressed, she was waking up. Then there's Marcus, a 29-year-old coder from Seattle. In 2024, he hit a wall: burnout, no sleep, no purpose. He binged Netflix to escape, but the emptiness grew. A friend mentioned Jung. Marcus dove into the Red Book, sketched his nightmares: monsters, oceans, a faceless man. He stopped chasing promotions, cut toxic friends, and spent nights alone, writing what the faceless man might say. It was messy: anger, tears, doubt. But a year later, he launched a freelance career, moved to a quieter town, and felt real. My take? Sarah and Marcus didn't fix depression. They followed Jung's lead, faced the chaos, let the old self die, and built something true. You can too. What's stirring in your basement? Let's get real about this process. Awakening isn't pretty. Jung didn't sugarcoat it. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. Here's what you might notice. 1. Relationships shift. You stop texting first, stop fixing everyone, and some friends fade. They call you cold. They're wrong. You're just done pretending. 2. You grieve the old you. That cheerful, perfect mask kept you safe, but it's cracking. I felt this. Letting go of my nice guy role hurt, but it freed me. 3. Emotions swing wild. Peace, rage, tears, clarity, all in a day. That's your unconscious unloading everything you buried. 4. Validation loses its grip. You post online, get no likes, and shrug. You speak truth, and if they don't get it, you move on. 5. You trigger people. Your calm boundary, your honest no, makes them squirm. I've seen this. When I stopped people-pleasing, some got mad. Why? You're a mirror now, showing their shadows. Jung faced this too. Colleagues ditched him, called him nuts. He kept going. My insight: this mess isn't failure. It's your soul realigning, shedding what's fake. It's scary, but it's alive. How do you navigate this? Let's find out. So, you're in the dark, hearing whispers from within. Now what? Jung didn't escape, he integrated. Here's your roadmap, inspired by the Red Book and my own stumbles. First, let go of being understood. I spent years explaining myself. Parents, bosses, friends, no more. People will call you odd, selfish. Jung was misunderstood too. Your truth is your shield. Second, accept you're not who you thought. That strong you, the good you, survival tricks. Thank them, then let them go. I did, mourned my old hustle, then felt lighter. Third, honor silence. Jung painted, wrote, walked. Try it. Journal your dreams, sit alone, listen. I started meditating, and truths I dodged came clear. Fourth, craft a new code. Mine is, I don't trade peace for approval. I say no without guilt. I'm real, not perfect. Yours might differ. Write it, live it. 5th, ditch the depression label. Your pain's real, but it's a phase, a descent for rebirth. Jung saw it as initiation, not illness. My advice? Stop fighting. Surrender to the chaos. You won't be the same, and that's the point. Let's wrap this up. You've walked through the fog, the loss, the whispers. Here's the truth Carl Jung left us in the Red Book. You're not depressed, you're remembering who you are. This isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. You're not dying, you're shifting. The old you, masks, roles, lies, is crumbling, and that's sacred. My journey taught me this. I lost friends, jobs, even my old identity, but I found a self that doesn't bend, doesn't fake, doesn't apologize for existing. You don't need pills or praise to be whole. You need courage to sit in the dark, hear your soul, and rise real. Your lesson? Stop running. Let the silence speak. Let the pain reshape you. Build a life that fits your spirit, not society's mold. You'll lose comfort, but gain truth. Jung didn't just survive his descent, he transformed psychology, lit a fire in the dark. You can too. So if you feel lost, tired, numb, hear this. You're not broken, you're awakening, and you're just getting started. Drop a comment. Have you felt this shift? Subscribe for more deep dives. I'm Emorations, and I'll see you in the next one.